Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Jared. I hope this video is finding you guys all well. Just to refresh you guys that my big problem is the lack of financial education being taught throughout our public education school systems. Kindergarten through 12th graders are not nearly getting exposed to financial education to become literate when it comes to adulthood finances. I think an important fact to mention is that three quarters or 75% of millennials are actually not financially illiterate. Experts believe that this will end up causing debt concerns, unhappiness in the masses, inequality, socioeconomic issues, and even a major reliance when it comes to government assistance. Financial literacy and financial education can create a ripple effect that causes stability, equality, and a better quality of life just in general for Americans. From what I learned through the constructivism approach, is that the constructivism approach applies experiences that help learners to actively construct knowledge. So practicing constructivism as an educator might be better than just hoping that learners absorb knowledge based off retention and just studying in lectures. Some people who invented and reformed the constructivist theory were Lev Vygotsky, Jane Piaget, and Jerome Bruner. Um, Piaget created the theory of cognitive development, and then Lev created the zone of proximal development. And Bruner also had his own ways of influencing the constructivist perspective in many different shapes and ways. But however, the primary concept that I actually wanted to take from the constructivist theory was MKOs. This concept is called more knowledgeable other, or MKO, and it's essentially just helping learners out with anything that is learning material or maybe just curriculum, or just by simplifying and being a knowledgeable other on any topic or lesson. I think an important thing that I took from MKOs is remembering that it's literally just a more knowledgeable other. It doesn't have to be a teacher, a professor, or even an adult, really. All the MKO has to be is a person looking to give information to a learner about any topic. MKOs can be like kids teaching their parents on a video game that they like playing, or adults teaching kids on something that they learned at work today. It doesn't really matter as long as someone is learning. And I really like that because it goes into my innovative solution. With that being said, how we ask ourselves, well, how can people use the constructivist approach to solve our issue? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Let's show these kids in public schools that we know about financial literacy. That's it. If the school curriculum doesn't teach our students on how to be financially literate and responsible with their money, then maybe we can hire MKOs to hold after school programs for students. We can hold these tutoring sessions about 2 to 3 times a week, and we could always teach lessons regarding finances, such as handling 101, savings 101, budgeting 101, investing 101, and even credit 101. You get my point. I think simple lesson plans can be for like younger audiences, maybe like classes like Handling Money 101, where the sessions kind of consist of teaching students how to store cash at a young age, how to pay things using cash, and where to keep their money on their person when they have money or cash on them. And just like little lessons like buying wallets or having wallets. An example of a harder lesson plan can be for older students like Investing and Savings 101, where tutors teach students on how to save large amounts of money or even invest in like 401k programs, Roth IRA programs, and put the money in like maybe some high yield savings accounts. For the sake of simplicity, let's just say we're addressing an accounting for one school. Maybe the resources and the things that we might need are like 2 to 3 MKOs or tutors, maybe payment for these MKOs if they don't decide to, or they can volunteer as well. We also do need to set money aside for IRL experiences is kind of what I have them at. And just having an area of, preferably a classroom, but having an area to teach actually these lessons. I know many others agree on my take of implementing financial education in public education. However, schools aren't going to teach these lessons to the youth. I think as a society, we must adapt and provide these financial MKO sessions ourselves. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys learned a lot, and peace out, all right?